Hello and welcome for week number 5 of the SimLab Production Car Challenge. We are here in the Toyota GR86 at Phoenix Raceway, the road version. So, this is quite an interesting track. It's going to be very, very interesting looking at the lap guide to come and the hot lap that you're going to see. We're going to talk on a few points of what makes this circuit very, very hard and challenging and what to do to get the most out of it.
You've got the fastest lap.
Here we are for the lap guide. So, you've just watched the hot lap. You've seen how terrible it was. No, joking. You've seen how interesting this track is. And we're going to talk on a few points. Turn 1 is very, 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 very hard, and I can't really emphasize that enough. So, then into turn 1. Nice and wide on your entry. And now we kind of talk about the braking point. So what I tended to find I thought was best was we shoot for this gap here and we try and straighten our first section of braking. However, the car is incredibly loose at the rear. So we're going to be using about 50%, trying to counter steer what we can. Once we've got that, we then kind of start an arc. Now, I do think that this isn't perfect. I think maybe a perfect run would be braking a little bit later in and just getting a bit of a better arc, but this is the best I could really do. It's pretty hard. Just be careful on power because you don't want to slide the rear. As we run on our Coach Dave setups, we run no traction control. It is a lot faster and especially more consistent throughout a race because the traction control is torture in this car and it loses you so much time if you ever get in it. But just be careful with the rear. In general here, don't get any of this sort of gravel area. You'll get an off track straight away as soon as you touch it. And from a general perspective, you can launch the curb on the exit just to make this bit straighter. So once we do this, just be careful. As you can see, I'm not full flat out just because it will put the rear out of check. And through here, for the next corner, we just cut this. So you can cut this curb as much as possible. Nice little cut, saves us a few milliseconds on the lap. And we come into the next section. Wide up here, you can go as long as you've got 4 wheels or one of your 4 wheels inside the white line, you're all right. So you widen this up. Into here, you can take a lot of this curb. So I just absolutely launch it. This curve takes it. We end up being a British touring car. We head down into the next corner. Another very, very tight corner. Get your braking on nice and straight in a straight line. Then hug this curb. Down to first gear, very, very important. Don't ride this curb too much or it'll cause the car to just pitch round. Very, very sensitive, this car, on that type of thing. First gear, flat out, pretty much after the apex, and just smooth your line out. So take that double apex and straight down to the next corner. Again, 4 wheels, you can go up. You can, as long as you keep some of your wheels inside the white line, you're all right. If you don't, you'll get a slowdown into here. So nice little wide entry. Like we see, nice bit of braking in a straight line. This just kind of getting the car rotated in. Careful with the rear, and then nice and flat as early as possible. And run out to the wall. I found running out to the wall was good, and I didn't like ducking down early. I thought it cost me a bit of speed. So nice smooth entry into this final corner, keeping really tight to the yellow line. If you keep tight around the yellow line, throughout the whole of this corner, and to the white, it's a pretty good line, ready for the finish of your lap. Very, very quick, very, very brief, but they're the kind of points we need to touch on and we talk about. Again, I'll reiterate, turn number 1, very, very difficult, and just make sure that you're getting this as much as possible, the best that you can do. just try and practice this over and over again, because it feels like the corner never ends. And with some of the stuff that you're doing in this lap, it's such a hard corner. So to get consistent here, you're going to have to do quite a lot of laps to get the practice right, because even now you see it's pretty loose on the rear with how this car in general looks and how the corner needs to be approached. But I hope you've enjoyed the lap guide. Very brief, very short, but touches on a lot of the points that you've talked about over this hot lap. Thank you for watching, and to the outro. Thank you very much for watching that hot lap and lap guide here for week number 5 at the Phoenix International Raceway in the Toyota GR86 here at Coach Dave Academy. So, remember, those pointers on especially turn 1, very hard. Just generally the way that the car drives, just be careful with the traction control and not running it and just not getting too much of a slide. Remember, there's a subscribe button somewhere down there. There's links in the description for the Discord, for our website where we sell our packs and setups that you make sure to have a look at. And until week number 6, goodbye.